So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, I just wanted to start early because I'm bored. I'm not doing anything, right? Slow day at work, so got home early. Ate, chill. Chill quickly. So, not doing a whole lot. So I figured, why not check out these videos now? No point in waiting. So I don't mean I'm gonna watch these videos anyway, so why not just watch it now? So I have a few videos on the docket, so hopefully you guys will like it. Alright, so let's start with reacting to this video.
After so many demands, they decided to stop chasing after those who don't value them.
Why don't men chase women anymore? Today, a guy gave a clear answer. A guy came today, he's 1.74 meters tall, has a bachelor's degree, earns around 150,000 a year, and has a house and car in Suzhou, although the house has a mortgage. He said, "Fan Jie, you're asking me why I don't chase women anymore. How should I do that? Let me tell you about my last 3 girlfriends. Back then, I really behaved like a bootlicker, always running after them. In the end, as they say, bootlickers end up with nothing. My first girlfriend was still in school at the time. I paid half of her tuition every year, even though I was working and 5 or 6 years older than her. After paying off my mortgage, I saved enough to pay part of her tuition and also bought gifts. After a year, she told me she didn't want to get married in the next 2 or 3 years and that I should look for someone else. I thought maybe because of the age difference I should give up. I spent so much effort, time, and money, and in the end I got nothing. My second girlfriend was already working. I thought I wouldn't have to support her, but it wasn't the case. During holidays, if the gift was small or the money transferred was low, she would be unhappy. I realized that making a girl happy requires expensive gifts, and that's how they measure a man's sincerity. So, I thought I didn't want to spend more money to make her happy, only to hear that we weren't compatible and end up wasting my efforts. The third girlfriend earned more than I did. I thought this time I wouldn't have to spend anything, but whenever we went out to eat, hang out, watch movies, or go to parks, I was always the one paying. She never spent a dime.
So this is the thing, right? He pretty much describing 3 of his relationships. One girl didn't work, young. Okay, that ended, right? He had to pay for. He put so much effort into her, right? Paying for her education didn't work out. Next girl, probably closer to his age. She worked, right? But he wanted to treat her well, all the stuff, and it still didn't end well, right? Next girl made more than him, and yet he still had to pay up, or he's always the one paying. This is the thing where it's happening, in my opinion, everywhere where feminism is getting stronger and stronger. And it's cool, right? Women are working, making their own money, cool. But there's consequences to everything. Dating was so much easier before. It's usually the one person you find is the one person you'll be with, right? That's usually how it worked back in the day. You know, you didn't have to go through dozens upon dozens upon dozens of people to find the right one. You usually didn't have to, right? You do the courtship, you know, you do the talking stage, right? The dating, get to know each other, find out, you know what? Not bad, right? Not bad. The person's not bad, so you know what? Let's do it. Now it's just like standards have increased by a lot. So thanks to the internet, thanks to, you know, the changes of life, quality of life, whatever. So a lot of views are very skewed. So it's gotten a lot harder. I mean, eventually I want to talk about, you know, my dating history too, because it's kind of a little bit kind of a roller coaster, and it's kind of made me tired of dating as well, right? In the part where I don't know, I kind of gave up, or I kind of stepped back from dating and not focused on it.
Thought, you earn more than I do, yet I'm the one paying. She would spend 20,000 on a bag without hesitation. It's her money, earned by her, so I couldn't say anything. But in the end I thought, what do I gain from this? She's a year older than me, earns more, but never spent a cent on me. What do I gain from this?
Yo, Skull! Thank you for stopping by, bro.
In the end, I decided I was done. Now, I won't chase women anymore. If they want to talk to me, it has to be mutual. If I spend money on you, I'll keep track of everything. If I transfer money, I'll call it relationship allowance. And if we break up, I'll ask for it back. I'm very clear about this now. If you want me to pay for a meal, up to 100 yuan is fine, I'll pay. But if it's more than 300 yuan, we have to split the bill. If you're not willing to split, then we won't talk anymore. As you can see, this guy is very clear-headed now.
This dilemma is not.
That's the thing, right? That's the thing where a lot of men go through, okay? You would think that, like his relationship showed it, right? You would think that, okay, let me provide for a woman, she will want to be with me. The first relationship didn't work out. The second one, let me find a woman that's equal to me, you know, and things will be equal and it will be easier. It didn't work out. Let me find a woman who's straight up doing well in life. She didn't even focus on him. She didn't even care about him. She didn't even treat him well. So, and this is the thing where a lot of men are going through, where we are doing what we are supposed to do, right? Provide, protect. Even here's the thing, right? We even are evolving. Men are evolving where they are loving, respectful. They care emotionally, right? They're gaining or trying to be more emotionally intelligent, right? Caring about a woman's emotions, not being misogynistic, whatever. Men are evolving. And yet, it still gets us nowhere. In a lot of our relationships, right? A lot of our relationships still gets us nowhere. So a lot of men are just dejected. They're like, what's the point? It's so hard. And it's just like, it's fine that it's hard, right? It's fine that it's hard, but it gets you nowhere, right? It gets your money drained, time wasted, effort wasted. Then what?
Exclusive to China or Asian countries. Here in the West, I believe we're facing the same problem. Men giving up on pursuing women for various reasons. But I think there's a difference in the targets. In China's case, from my perspective, men are stopping the chase due to the high demands for money and status from women. In the West, however, I believe something much more complicated might be happening. Since this channel focuses on exploring curiosity,
I think it's the same. I honestly think it's the same. It's the high demand of money and status. It's just really higher demand, right? Higher standards. And that most men can't meet, right? And it's not even, you know what? Yes, standards of money, standards of like, you know, all these things. It's just like women because women are doing better than ever. So now their standards are so high in a way, in the realm where they want a perfect man in a perfect situation with just perfect setting. Everything has to be purely a dream kind of thing. And that's what we're getting.
Moral and ethical dilemmas based on Asian countries and their cultures. I won't delve too much into the situation in the West. In today's video, we'll try to understand why Chinese men have stopped pursuing women. Although the teaser provided a good basis for the reasons, I'll present more testimonies, delve deeper, and generate a discussion on the topic in the comments.
I am Li Ishi, a single mother. When a man pursues me, I don't dare to accept him easily. I can't believe in love. And what I fear most is not having the courage to enter into marriage again.
Like a grave, I keep making offerings, he lies there motionless, and he still eats my gifts. After eating, he still shouts at me, "You're at the wrong grave." This passage realistically reflects the relationship situation of many people born in the 90s. My cousin is from the 2000s, and they say, "You, from the 90s generation, live so tired, always buying houses, cars, getting married, and raising children. Can't you just live your own life?" It's undeniable that today's young people think more clearly. But we, from the 90s generation, try to escape but can't, always being controlled by thoughts similar to those of a sheep. For example, your parents will say, "If you don't get married and have children, what will you do when you're old? Who will take care of you when you're in the hospital bed?" Your girlfriend will say, "If you don't buy a house, how will we get married? Where will we live? On the street." And your friends will say, "How can I not pamper her? If I don't please her for 3 days, she won't let me hold her hand and even blocks me on WeChat." This creates a fixed mindset that girls need to be pampered and loved. But once you follow these steps, you will find that your life will be completely locked in, losing 80% of your possibilities. For an ordinary person, getting married means giving a dowry, buying a house means paying the mortgage, and having children means raising them. In this situation, do you still dare to quit your job, start a business, not work overtime, or confront your boss?
He does say that life is pretty hard, right? Life is pretty hard. It's never been easy for a man. Never. I don't think in any part of this world, life has been easy for a man, right? Let's stop believing the propaganda, women talking about the patriarchy shit. Life has never been easy for a man. Never. Okay? Especially your average man. Life is definitely not easy for your average man. And the expectations and the pursuit of happiness, it is always so hard. There's so much that goes to it, and that's why a lot of men are suffering. A lot of young men are suffering. They're either giving up or they're just finding that this journey to find the happiness, right? Having the wife, the picket fence, right? The family and the picket fence thing. It is hard. It is hard. Here's the thing where I do promote having a family, right? A wife, kids, but it's not like what it used to be, right? It's really not like what it used to be. The women aren't ride or die like they used to be. Things are just extremely hard. Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's so hard, right? Die on the horse or fall down and get back up. And here's the thing, that's the reality. That's real life for men. Okay? But here's the thing, where what I promote is that is real life for men. Right? Working hard to achieve these goals. It is, and it will be, that's it. That's your life. You need to do that because that is your pursuit of happiness. But here's the thing, the caveat, the modern day thinking is that you have to control it. You have to make it, like, you working hard has to be worth it. That's the point, right? In my opinion, it has to be worth it. You working hard has to be worth it. So work hard because that's how life is for men. But don't allow women to, control your life because you should be the leader, right? You should be the leader of your life. You should be the leader of your family. So, that's the thing where, yes, men have to work hard, but do not become a doormat, right? Because then what's the point, right? What's the point? Working hard, providing for a family, creating a family, putting the effort in, and then you're just a doormat. You're just being used. You're just being mistreated. That's the thing where I would like to talk about, right? That's the thing where I like to focus on.
Owning a car and house, getting married, and having children already depletes most of a family's lifetime income. If you lose a stable job and the cash flow is interrupted, how long can you last? For many, everything they have achieved with so much effort cannot be easily given up. So, day after day, year after year, the boy is no longer the fearless youth, and the girl is no longer the idealistic young woman, and our children continue down the same path. Sad to think about it. In reality, we already have nothing. As time passes, some things must be done, and the more we gain, the heavier our hearts become. So marriage can be an option. Dating can also be. But using my parents' lifetime savings to buy a house, get married, and believe in an illusory love, I don't think I can, because there's a phrase deeply engraved in my mind. All love is just a trade-off of interests. So, I choose to return to freedom, not buy a house, not get married, not have children, and enjoy this solitary freedom to the fullest. If you're also from the 90s generation, follow me, and next time we'll discuss even more interesting topics.
So his ending statement is it's totally understandable, right? There are a group of men like MGTOW, right? Men that go their own way, that are breaking from the norm, which is fine. I'm an like I support good men finding happiness legally however they can, right? If it's the passport bros, if it's stepping away from having women and children or marriage and children, I support you, right? Good men finding happiness however they can. I do. I'm just saying that, you know what? The whole MGTOW movement, it's a lonely life. It is. But I mean, because here's the thing. In my opinion, most men, they're not getting women to just sleep with. Well, unless they're paying for it, right? So, you're not necessarily the charmer to get flings and one-night stands, stuff like that. So it can be a lonely life for most men going the MGTOW route. But I do agree that men should definitely focus on their happiness. Decentered women, in the sense that don't be ruled by it. Don't be ruled by it. Control those that aspect of your life. So I have other interests. Have other things, other pursuits that will make you happy, not just because of women.
Do you know why men today are less inclined to chase after women? The reason is actually quite simple. For some women, not proactively responding means he's an insensitive guy, while those who give up halfway are seen as scoundrels trying to deceive. Those who persist in being nice are considered bootlickers and become topics of conversation among their friends. It's like the game isn't fun or the drink isn't good. Why does he...
You see what she said? You see the thing she said? Practically every scenario a man can do, he can't win. Right? Let's watch that again. Let's watch that again because it's very insightful, okay?
You know why men today are less inclined to chase after women? The reason is actually quite simple. For some women, not proactively responding means he's an insensitive guy.
So if he's not reacting, right? Not proactively responding, right? She responds, he responds, he's insensitive.
While those who give up halfway are seen as scoundrels trying to deceive.
Now, if he keeps on responding, right? But you know what? Maybe the relationship falls off. I mean, the interaction falls off, which is this is the thing. With a lot of women, they do not help in the process, right? I've messaged, I've talked to so many women. They give you one-word answers. They give you sentences that barely do not push the conversation. So really, yes, men give up because this is just too much, right? If you don't care, why should I care?
Those who persist in being nice are considered bootlickers.
And those who continuously be nice and keep on pushing, right? Keep on trying to go after it. They're bootlickers. You can't win. You really can't win. And that's the thing where, yes, a lot of men are stepping away from dating because you just can't win. You really can't win. I did a TikTok video today of a good-looking man, a really top quality good-looking man, right? Saying that his girlfriend cheated on him. And I'm saying that you just can't win. So good-looking men can get cheated on. Men that's rich can get cheated on. Nice guys can get cheated on. It's like you name all these kind of categories, and if you can still get women to treat you shitty, you just can't win, right? You can't win because you can't tell what a woman, because women honestly are so controlled by their emotions. When you're controlled by your emotions, you're erratic. You're erratic. You're happy 1 minute, you're sad 1 minute. You're angry 1 minute, you are docile or whatever another minute. It's just these erratic fluctuations of emotions shows you that you are hard to deal with. You are unpredictable in a lot of times. Yo, I mean, Neo, I can see that, right? I mean, that's the thing where, yeah, maybe get a woman that's not affected by modern society, not poisoned by modern society. But honestly, that's rare. That's rare. That's why, in my opinion, why passport bros are becoming more and more of a thing. Because men are hoping that they can find a woman in a part of the world that, you know what, hasn't been poisoned by feminism, by modern Western ideology. Because in my opinion, a lot of Asian women are getting poisoned by Western ideologies.
And become topics of conversation among their friends. It's like the game isn't fun or the drink isn't good. Why does he have to beg from you? Although most women are still lovely, once a man has been hurt by such a woman, he won't trust anyone again. Girls, if there's still a guy pursuing you, make sure to cherish him. If you like him, give him small gifts. If you don't, reject him quickly, because he's risking being a bootlicker by pursuing you.
不喜欢人家呢，那你就尽快拒绝，毕竟他可是冒着当舔狗的风险来追你。
It seems like I understand why men today would rather go for a pedicure than chase after women. Let me read a private message a friend sent me yesterday. Chichi, I genuinely invested, spent over 200,000, and chased after a girl for 3 years, and she blocked me. Feel really upset. Then my friends took me out for drinks, dinner, and a pedicure to help me relax. The staff were incredibly kind, asking if the water was too hot, if I was tired, if I was stressed, and we talked about future plans. In those 3 years, I never imagined being treated with such kindness. I was surprised that he didn't mention having a sick father, a sick mother, a younger brother in school, or a broken family. At that moment, I woke up completely and realized that the kindness I had longed for over 3 years came so easily now.
Perhaps this type of dilemma has been caused.
And that's the thing, right? You know, I think this is the unspoken reality. Men are treated like second-class citizens. I believe men have never been, society have never cared about men's feelings. They don't care if a man's happy. They don't care if a man's sad. They don't care what makes a man happy. They don't care what's making a man sad. They don't care about men's enjoyment. They don't care about really nothing when it comes to men. They don't. I think society have never cared about men. And I'm talking about average men. I'm talking about average men. We're not talking, this is the thing, this channel, we don't really talk about the high value men, because those high value men are not the average man. Those men, they live a different life, okay? I'm talking about good average men, right? Society has never cared. And that goes along with women. They don't care if you're happy, if you're sad. They don't care what's making you happy, because they don't care to try to contribute to it. They don't care what's making you sad, because they don't care to fix it. So I think that's the reality. I mean, like, you know, like building Wakanda would be pretty interesting. That is the thing, right? That is why I'm hoping one day, I'm not thinking that I'll get anything that big, but I'm hoping one day I can grow my community to a size that, you know what, we all care about each other, right? We all care about each other. I don't want toxicity, right? Where we are bashing each other, where we are just like, where we're fake, whatever, all this, anything that's toxic, right? I want a channel where we are supporting each other, we are laughing, we are joking, we are, being friendly to each other. We are sharing in our emotions, in our thoughts, in our feelings, right? That's what I want to build. So that's my hope for the future, and it's growing, right? I have some really cool ass followers, so it's growing.
By the mindset of the kind of woman I will show next.
I am very beautiful, so no man can please me. There's no one I really like.
Very beautiful. This is the poison of Western ideology. This woman is average. Honestly, she's a 4, maybe a 5 at best. Calling yourself very beautiful is ridiculous. She's calling herself very beautiful. I'm not gonna call her like dirt ugly, but come on. And this is the problem, right, with modern day dating. Women that have insane ego. There are so many women, in my opinion, the majority of women that's in the dating market right now, they are pure narcissists. Pure narcissists. Insane egos. Practically every one of them think that they're a 10. So any man that's average is below them. They only go for the top quality men. Yet, the top quality men either don't want them for long, or only want them for sex. And this is another problem.
Now I'm 30 years old and still single, but I don't regret it because I don't like to settle. Finding someone suitable is very difficult. I've never found someone I like. It's always others who like me, but not the other way around. It's an awkward situation because no one I truly like has come along. The main reason I'm still single at 30 is this. There's no other reason. I consider myself pretty and want to find someone I like. That's why I've always been picky and hate being admired by people I don't like. It disgusts me. So it's not like they say that nobody wants me at...
And I also say, right? Makeup is dangerous. Makeup is, in my opinion, disgusting. Fresh face out of the shower, no makeup on. This woman is beyond average, right? Beyond average. But I've seen what makeup can do to a woman. It's like she just increased by like 3-4 points. Insane, right? Insane. This is the thing, right? This is what because women like this that have this ideology. This is why I support the movement of women being single and childless forever. I'm in big support of it. Because this ideology, I hate. Women like this will eventually settle for a man. Women that settle for a man will torture that man. That's why I rather these women just stay out of the dating market and not come into the dating market torturing a good man.
30. It's just that I don't want to choose just anyone. And to those who talk badly about me, don't say it's because I can't get what I want. Right now, there's also no one I like or that pleases me, but I'm not inferior to anyone.
Technically, then you can't get what you want. Right? You can't get what you want because you haven't found what you want. So, really, you can't get what you want.
But of course, there are still those who understand how a relationship truly works nowadays.
Some sisters have been asking these days to Professor He Chen, why can't I find a partner? Oh my God, you see, you're asking a question that doesn't make sense. Take a good look at yourself, sister. You have a thick waist, short legs, and a flat chest. You eat everything and leave nothing, and you can't do anything right. Sister, you're just an ordinary woman. Don't always be thinking about marrying someone like Saiken and achieving a life of ease, okay? If you want to find a good man, You need to give up all your fantasies and lower your standards a bit. A good man won't fly into your window like a butterfly. I want to tell you, if the heavens have feelings, they also age. It's not easy to find a partner now. Life has always been a dream. It's hard to find someone who meets your expectations. Goodbye.
After hearing the various testimonies, it becomes...
What do you mean, what she mean? Which one? The one before that? Before this one? I think, I mean, if you're talking about that one, she's just delusional. Again, another average woman that thinks she's better than what she is.
clear that the reluctance to pursue relationships is largely a reaction to the social and financial demands perceived in today's women. However, this phenomenon is not exclusive to China or Asian countries. In the West, we also observe a similar trend, though with different nuances that may be tied to more complex issues. What we can take away from this is that social expectations and pressures, both in terms of status and financial resources, are shaping how relationships are viewed and pursued. Dialogue on these topics is essential for a better understanding of the cultural and social dynamics that influence our lives. We encourage everyone to share their thoughts and experience.
So, I mean, the other woman, I think she maybe, like, she perceived that, she's just perceiving that she's better than what she is, right? She hard to find the man that she wants. I think it's just ego. Pretty much the whole conversation is just pretty much ego. I just want to show you this because, you know what? Western ideology is poisoning the rest of the world, right? These women it's rampant, right? It's rampant. So, in my opinion, it's going to get harder and harder, right? I think it's also going to get harder and harder for even the passport bros in the future, right? So, who knows with the next generation, right? Who knows? Because I think it's only going to get harder every single generation. I really do. So, guys, if you want a woman, don't daddle, because I think women will only get more difficult over time. So, yeah, what do you guys think of this one? Alright, so this is a video that there were some clips that went viral a little while ago. I had this on my docket that I want to react to, so this is the full video from it. So let's check it out with you guys.
And we're gonna get through this together. So let's get started. What is the ideal age for a guy that you are looking to be with?
So I just turned 27, so like 3 years older.
I mean, yeah, Neo, it's gonna get hard. It's definitely gonna get harder and harder. That's why, I mean, I think it depends on your generation. I think the next, every subsequent generation, it's gonna get harder and harder, right? Women are, honestly, I think women are just making the dating scene more and more difficult. And I think that mindset is spreading to the rest of the world. And that's also the problem where I'm talking about, where even now you can't even, I think it's going to even be harder to think about finding a woman, even, let alone in your own neighborhood, let alone in the rest of the world.
Than that, so I would say between like 31, maybe 32, just depending on like when their birthday is.
So I'm 27, and I would say I would want them to be older. So like my range that I look for is 28 to 35.
I think anyone within 3 to 5 years either way, but probably older. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe 33?
Potentially.
If you had to choose?
There's a lot of mature, this is just recently, there's a lot of mature people at the end of their 20s who I think I have good chemistry with, so I wouldn't and then there's people in their 30s, even in their early 30s, who act like they're so, they got a bum knee and stuff, and I'm like, okay, but I don't feel broken yet. You can't go for a run with me? Just go down a weight at the gym. I don't get it. So I don't know, it's hard.
Okay, do we want to go somewhere in the middle, maybe 30?
Yeah.
Okay, 30, We'll just go with your age.
I really like 28 to 36 max, or 37 max. Not in the 40s, still in the 30s, because I feel like they've matured. They kind of have gotten settled in their careers. They know what they want. They're not really looking. There's less of a chance that you'll find somebody who like is just looking to play games.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm gonna be 24 in November.
Okay.
So
you're
I'm pretty
basically
young.
By the time this video comes out, you'll be 24.
Okay.
So if we have to pick one age, you said between 28 and 36. What did we say, like 32?
Yeah, I would say 30. No, probably like 30 is perfect to meet them.
What do you mean by that, Neo? African American women handicapped me? Well, what do you mean by that? I mean, you're broke because you're brown. I'm weird because I'm brown. I don't think a black man is weird. So I don't know. Please explain.
And then we can get married when they're like 32.
I feel like the bracket that I'm normally looking at, or the roster, I guess, I don't know, between like 29 and like, I don't know, 37, 38, I guess, because I just feel like all guys that are honestly between 24 to 28, they don't really want anything serious at all.
I would say 27.
Okay, and how old are you?
23. I would have to say the person that I would marry right now would probably have to be between 32 and maybe 43.
Okay.
Between like 30 and 40s. Yeah, I'm 28. So I feel like the person I'm with needs to be a lot more mature than me.
Okay. So do we want to go like 37? Just to go somewhere in the middle?
I would definitely be with a 37-year-old.
Okay. So we'll take that as the number.
Okay.
Thinking of your future.
Yo, Neo, I think, see, that's the thing, right? Yeah. I don't fit in, and I don't act like a thug or from the hood. I like different kinds of music, and I talk with sense. That's the problem, right? That's the problem. Where, here's the thing, where I think that's the problem. Because here's the thing, where there are men, okay, especially black men because my black friend, if you guys see my other live, right, the guy that usually comes onto this live, he is not your stereotypical, or at least what stereotypically a black man, you know, thug, hood, shit like that. But that's the thing where women shouldn't even go for those types of men. They shouldn't. And it's just, that's the thing where I think that's sad, right? Women always call the men that are not thugs, that are big, tough, and all that shit, corny, right? Weird, creepy, stuff like that. It's just, I think that's the shittiest thing ever. I really do. And that's the part of what I'm talking about, how women have made the dating market difficult. A sense that they are the root of the problems we are facing in the dating market. They complain about the women complain about the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the players, the bad boys, right? The fast money guys, right? The dealers, the hood guys. Yet they look down on, yo, Blue, what's up? Thank you for stopping by. They look down on good average men, right? Because they're different, they're weird. But honestly, being different is a good thing, right? Not following the supposed norm that society is doing. It's a shame.
What % of the family income do you personally want to contribute? Like, do you want to be the breadwinner? Do you want to contribute 50-50? Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife or mom?
I would be comfortable contributing 50-50, but I would prefer that it be more so like 40-50.
Okay.
Like me
40-60? Like you the 40, them the 60?
Yes.
I'd be okay with, you know, I never thought of this. I don't know. These weren't the things that I fixated on the most when I envisioned my partner. But if I had to throw it out there, like maybe half or a little under half, I'm probably...
We'll go 50-50 top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. So I personally, I would not mind contributing like majority, but I would say no more than 70% of household income.
So I really want to be a stay-at-home mom. So like, if that doesn't work out with the person I'm with, then it doesn't work out. But that is like how I picture myself as a mom and a wife. So I guess I wouldn't be contributing financially.
I don't want any of my income to be needed in the family. I want the man to be 100% the supporter, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to work and I'm not going to have my own business or whatever.
But you would want the family to be able to live solely off of your
yes,
husband's
100% solely off of my husband. I don't.
Like I've said this countless times before, why women's money, their career, their accomplishments mean nothing to men in general. Okay? You do not want your family to be dependent on your money. So why would a man care? Right? It's nice to talk about, right? Oh, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're this or that. Cool. You're talking about it. Cool. It don't add value to you. Right? It don't add value. The Simone Biles of the world, her gold medals, great. It's cool to talk to, cool to talk about. It don't add value. Because why? And I'm just giving an example, right? I'm not just saying her, but I'm saying like those accomplishments really don't mean nothing when really even women like that still want the man to be the provider, the sole contributor. So yeah, that's why it don't matter.
I don't want me to have to use my income at all, but that's not because I'm not going to be working or I'm not going to have my own stuff going on. It's just because I want the freedom to be able to take care of my kids for the first 7 years of their life. I want to be a stay-at-home mom and be with them basically 24/7. I think that's important in the families.
And we never talk about this, right? Society never talk about this. Men are not forcing women to be stay-at-home moms. Women seek it out. Okay? Men just accept it. Men know that this is what women want, right? In general. Women are the ones usually saying, oh, I want to be the stay-at-home mom. I want you to provide. Okay? And then they complain. They complain that you're not contributing to the child care. You're not contributing to the household. That's the insanity. That's part of why women don't care about men. And this whole thing, right? The whole scenarios, they don't include nothing about the man really. His wants, his desires, it don't matter. It's what women want. And that's the life of men, right? We are the slaves of the desires of women.
Structure, so that's pretty much the only reason why.
Okay, so you would choose stay-at-home mom. So 0% we'll say.
Yes.
Okay.
I think 50-50 is definitely acceptable, and that's what I'd enjoy. I wouldn't enjoy feeling like someone has to take care of me. I don't like relying on people or men or really anyone for money. I think that's totally just unacceptable. That's just how I was raised.
If I'm painting a picture, if it's my ideal life, I would love to just be a stay-at-home wife with some hobbies and, raising a family, because that's just the way I grew up. I had a stay-at-home mom, and it was just a really good environment to have.
Okay, so
let me say this, right? The women that says 50-50, maybe it's true, right? On average, I think it's a lie. But maybe, right? Because this is a thing where I always think it's a lie, because the same women that say, oh, I'm going to contribute 50-50, those are the same women that wouldn't go 50-50 on dates. Okay? They wouldn't go 50-50 on relationships. So,
ideally that's what you would want.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about your ideal lifestyle. So thinking about a house, how many bedrooms, how many square feet, what are we thinking?
I mean, I don't need anything, you know, crazy spacious, but I definitely do want a big enough home where everybody can have their own, you know, individual selves and space to feel comfortable. So just depending on lifestyle and family, at least 3 to 4 bedrooms for sure, 2 full baths, because God forbid there's more than one girl in the house, that'll be drama. And definitely like a big backyard. So at least 5 acres, you know, to roam on is what I aspire to have. And then
Yo, Skull, I'm just glad you stopped by, bro. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I'm all good that, you gotta work, you got things to do. I'm happy that, thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for stopping by.
square footage on a house, I really don't even know how to like scale something like that. I don't like 4,000 to 5,000 square feet, maybe.
Okay. What you described sounds close to that.
Like that. If I need to go bigger, obviously, you know, we'll go bigger. That's no question. But just a nice, comfortable size home.
Okay, and then how many kids do you want?
2 to 3. Okay. If 2 boys and a girl would be ideal.
Okay, and what about a car? I know you like cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it could be anything, if it's my dream, it'd probably be a Pagani BC, which is like a hypercar, but
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my gosh, they're so sexy. So that would be.
How much is that car?
I don't even know. Probably at least like 1.5 mil for sure.
Oh my
at least. I don't
okay,
even
so
know.
what about not the dream car, but
something more realistic that I would get?
Just to give us a ballpark, like a kind of range.
Maybe like some sort of like F12 Ferrari, like an A12 Superfast would be super cool, or maybe like
that's
a
not the dream
458.
car.
Okay. How much are those?
Would
Like
be
80?
ideal. No, those are probably depending like 300,000 to 525K, just
All right.
depending on what you go with. And
She's a car girl.
love them.
All right, and then what about vacation? How important is travel to you?
God, this is the thing where, I mean, she's cute, right? She's cute. But yes, the delusional indeed. She's cute, but it's like, this is the thing with a lot of women, why they are constantly trying to go for top level men, because their dream is just so outrageous. A lot of women do not live, right? They do not live they don't no longer live in a middle class lifestyle. And I think this is the problem with social media. We see the lifestyles of certain type of women, and these women, millions of them, are wishing to live that lifestyle. So now women are thinking about like four bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's like that's not easy, right? That's not easy. And then like expensive luxury cars, sports cars.
Like international, what are we thinking?
So I've not done any crazy international travels personally, but I'm always open to exploring. And I love the oceans. So like French Polynesian Islands would be super cool to vacay for a little while, or I don't even know, Australia? Something
So it's
like
something
that.
you'd like to do?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a huge priority for me, but it's definitely something that is on the list.
The car is more important than the vacation.
Yeah.
So if I was a stay-at-home mom, it would be because we're financially okay without me working. And like if we were in a position where that wasn't the case, then I would 100% work and like be fine with that. But I want to have like 3 kids, so you'd have to have a bigger house for that. So I don't even know, because I've never owned a home. Maybe like, I don't know what's normal. Like, is 3,000 square feet normal? That might be big.
Yeah, would you say like 4 bedrooms? Like
Exactly. I mean, like, even a house alone is so expensive, right? Nowadays, the houses are so expensive. And if this is the thing, women's mindset, right? How they dream, how they envision everything. That man, you will never see. That man, you will never see. His kids will never see that man. And this is the thing where women always come. Women wonder why, right? Women wonder why men are so taxed out. Men either like get home and don't do nothing else because he either sleeps or he relaxes, because men are so drained supporting these women's ideal lifestyle. Because here's the thing, men love women. right? They love women. They will sacrifice their life, right? Their time, their effort, their blood, sweat, and tears to make women happy. Make women happy, okay? And usually it's money that makes women happy. Money. Essentially money, okay? The house, the cars, supporting the kids, supporting her, traveling, presents, whatever. It's all money.
A 4-bedroom home, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what about like cars? Would you want to drive a luxury car? Do you not really care about that?
I don't care about cars. I know a lot of people do. Like, I drive a Mazda and I'm like perfectly happy with it. So that's not a big thing to me.
Okay, and then what about vacations? Would you want to travel internationally, things like that?
Yes, I love traveling. Like, I think experiences are like the most like invaluable thing in life. So I would love to be able to travel domestically and internationally.
How many square feet would your house be?
Oh, minimum 23.
Okay.
2,300 square feet.
Right, she knows. And how many kids?
So that kind of depends on the person. I would be okay with none. And also, like, it just depends on their values. I would say, ideally, though, my max would be 4.
Okay. What about a car?
I want a car where it's nice and it stays nice. I know ideally if you have kids, that's not going to happen. But I would like, personally for me, an SUV, Cadillac Escalade, you know, the OG like mom car of like, well, back in the day, I would say.
Okay. And then what about vacations? Do you want to travel internationally? Is travel important to you?
Yes. Travel internationally. I would love to go to Maldives. More tropical environments.
Okay, describe your ideal lifestyle. So house. What's your house? How many square feet?
Shoot, like I never even thought of this.
Okay, what about how many kids do you want?
I thought in terms of like family, this guy's got to be funny. We need to have inside jokes like kids probably if we're financially able to like maybe 3 kids.
Okay, 3 kids. So maybe like 4-bedroom house?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about car? Do you care about a car?
I like my Jeep.
Okay. What about vacations? Do you want to travel internationally? Is that important to you?
I feel like vacations is where I kind of would like to be financially stable enough to do fun things like that, and yeah.
I don't care about the square footage of the house. I just want it to have enough space for me and however many kids we have. If we have 1 kid, we can just have 1 bedroom for them, like an extra bedroom, so a 2-bedroom house. If I have 5 kids, then I want to have a 5-bedroom house, or a 6-bedroom house, because we need a bedroom.
So I'll ask you then, how many kids do you want, like ideally?
I want 2 kids.
Okay.
Ideally.
So we'll base the house off the 2 kids. So you would want like a 3-bedroom, right?
I would want 3-bedroom, yeah. Maybe like an office added, but I don't care about any luxury finishes or whatever. I would want it to be nice. I don't really care about like a swimming pool or anything crazy like that. It doesn't matter if we're super wealthy. I still would want to like be within our means,
Okay.
like within our needs.
Okay. What about a car? Do you care about the car?
I do kind of care about cars. I do like luxury cars. I think they're nice and I think they're sexy. But again, I would never go above. I would never want to be struggling because we're paying a crazy car payment. It's only if we had enough money that we could afford a luxury car. And even then, like, I wouldn't want like a Lamborghini. I personally, I like BMW and Mercedes just because they look nice. But I would get like just a nice car that I could drive my kids around, and then my man can drive whatever car he wants. I would definitely like a luxury car.
Okay, so ideally you would like a luxury car. What about vacations? Like, do you want to travel internationally? Is travel important to you?
Travel is very important to me. It was ingrained into the way that I grew up. Like, I've been traveling. I've been to like 10 countries. I love traveling, so I want to keep.
Here's the thing, right? Women that says, oh, you know, I want to live beyond my means, no pool and all that stuff. But it's like, when you dig in deeper, they still want to a above average lifestyle. Traveling, that ain't cheap. Okay, luxury cars, not cheap. This is the thing where women they don't understand that. You know what? Most women are always asking for higher middle class to almost high class lifestyle, right? They don't realize honestly, a lot of women are out of touch with what money buys, right? With what money buys. I think really a lot of women are. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Instead of an SUV, a Toyota, right? No, let's get a BMW.
That up.
Okay.
Job that I have or the job that my husband has is going to be some sort of income that is not based off of them working, if that makes sense. Like, I would want my husband to own a business. I would own a business, and it would be able to run or function without us, and we should be able to never have to we'll always be retired, or we're never retired. Either one.
So like passive.
So she wants an entrepreneur, a man that owns his. So really, you want a wealthy man, right? A man that's doing well, higher middle class to probably wealthy man. Okay, the whole statement about I don't care about the square footage, I don't care about the fancy house, all that stuff, is really it's just meaningless, right? Meaningless because when you dig, this is a problem, right? I think a lot of women just say shit that they don't think about and they don't fully think about, because when you dig in deeper, you can see how women are, right? You can't make this shit up.
Income, I guess, is what that is.
Yeah, I would want to be. That is a goal, yes, just to get to passive income.
I'm gonna go. And that's true, right? It's not how a business works. This man is like, I mean, it's not how it works, especially for years of the business. I mean, unless this man is like in his 40s, maybe mid to late 40s, that's not how business is gonna work for most men. Now, unless he's like a Mark Zuckerberg or making some crazy ass business, okay. But most men who are entrepreneurs, it's a grind for a while, right? They won't be living a free kind of retired lifestyle until in their mid years, right? Like I'll say 40s. If they did, it depends on when they started. Okay, they started in their 20s, maybe they'd be living an easier, less stressful life until they're maybe about 40s.
Go with I feel like 21 to 2200 square feet.
Okay, that's reasonable. How many kids?
Yeah, she wants a Mark Cuban. But the man is what, in his 60s, whatever. The guy's like, this is the thing where women don't realize what type of man they're asking for. They really don't. Okay? Yes, they see the few rich young kids, right? And think that that's all men. That's not how it works. On the internet, you honestly only see the top percent of people, the small percent of people. And then you're fooled in thinking that, oh, hey, you know what? Man that's an entrepreneur in his 20s, he's probably like living life in his 30s and he's free to do whatever, travel the world, do whatever he wants. It's not really like that.
Kids do you want?
Well, I haven't had one yet, so I don't really know what that pain endurance is really going to be like. So for right now, I'm going to stick with 2. I'll say that. And probably about 5 bedrooms in the house. You always have to have an extra bedroom. And then the walk-in closet has to be in my bedroom. So.
Right, that might be a little more than 2,000 square feet. What about a car? Do you need a luxury car? Are you okay with regular car?
No, I'm not okay with a regular car. I'm not at all. I love cars. I feel like when you get into it every morning, or you're getting out of work, or you're getting out of work, going to your car, it's something that you look at and you're like, damn, like I'm happy I'm working for something good and that makes me feel good, it makes me happy. So I enjoy having a nice car.
Okay.
I had a Mercedes that I really enjoyed. And then I've had Volkswagens, and I have one now, and I love Volkswagens, so I say those top two are good. Acuras are cool, but definitely Mercedes and Volkswagen. I feel like those are my top tier faves.
Okay. What about vacation? You want to travel internationally? How important is travel to you?
Well, let me tell you, extremely important. I would like to travel to Fiji, like really badly. I'd love to go to Italy. I'd love to go to, Tuscany,
All right.
Greece.
Big vacays, all right.
Big vacays. They go on and on and on.
So how many kids do you want? You have one right now, correct?
Yes, so I have one child.
Baby
I'd like
mama.
to have one child. I'm enjoying this. Don't feel like I'm ready for another kid just because I still view myself as a young person, and I feel like children can be limiting in a lot of ways, especially since I am single. But if I had a partner, I think I would like to have 1 to 2 more children, so 3 altogether.
Okay.
By the time I'm 32. Like once I turn 32, I think I'm cool. Like I'm gonna be comfortable with my one child for the rest of my time here.
Okay. So if you did have more kids, you would want them to be before you turn 32.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So now thinking about, okay, we'll just say maybe you want 3 kids. We'll go with that for the number. How many square feet would your house be? How many bedrooms would it be? Ideally.
If I had 3 children though, I would definitely want at least 5 bedrooms. Because if I had family members that wanted to stay over, I could put them in that room, and then I could have like another room for a different purpose.
5-bedroom house. A 5-bedroom house. You're looking probably close, I don't know, what is it? $500,000 to maybe close to $1 million? 5-bedroom? I don't know, because I know some of the 3-bedroom houses, right, could get you around, well, it's always depends on the area, right? Depends on the area. But I would say it's just not cheap. Like the more bedrooms, it's not gonna be cheap. And the baby mama thing.
It's like an office space or, a computer room.
Right. And then what about a car? Like, are you a luxury car type of gal? Do you not care about the car?
So I'm practical with cars. I feel like I drive so much and I have a child. So my car needs to accommodate my lifestyle. However, I would definitely have like a car that I would use day to day. And then I would probably have like a more luxurious car that I would use recreationally, alone or like with my mans. So, and I wouldn't have like a modern sports car. Like my luxury car would be like an old Grand National or something like that, like pimped out.
Perfect. And then what about vacation? How important is travel to you? Like international travel? Is it something you prioritize?
Yeah, travel's actually really big to me. I like to go different places and experience different cultures and foods. I think that it's really nice to do that with my daughter as well. It kind of shows her something different than what she's used to day to day. So
Keeping all these things in mind, what you would like your ideal life to look like, what would you want his income to be? If you're going to be a stay-at-home mom, like what kind of range would his income be?
That's tough because I feel like I would have to like break down like how much it actually like costs to have kids and like travel and the house and all that, and I don't really know, but
And this will show you, right? This is a problem with a lot of women. They can't, it's like for all your degrees, you really don't put a whole lot of thought when it comes to, family, when it comes to a man, when it comes to children, right? Women don't put a whole lot of thought into it. They can imagine the lifestyle, but they don't know what it costs to have that lifestyle.
I think for me to be comfortable like staying at home and not working, like feel like this is gonna sound bad. I feel like 300,000. Like, I guess if they made less than that, I feel like we wouldn't have the lifestyle I wanted, so I would work.
Right. But you're talking ideal lifestyle. Like, this is your dream life. 300K for you to be able to.
I think so.
Be a stay-at-home mom
and
not
have
have
3
to worry
kids
about it.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, life's expensive.
I would just like to preface this as saying this is not do or die. But based on where I'm at, if he makes between anywhere from 70 to 100K,
I would have to say 127. Ideally, like if they're in an industry where they do have longevity and they know like, hey, every single year I'm gonna get a raise between like 3 to 5%, which, you know, it just depends. Like I would be comfortable with that.
$500,000? Is that bad? I know that 1% of men make $500,000, or like less than 1% of men or something.
I'd say probably 150 to $250,000 a year. That's my guess.
Okay. And you would contribute also 50-50.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
You'd be willing to do up to 50.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So keeping all of this in mind, we just painted your ideal life.
Yeah.
For the 27-year-old man, what would his
work so hard.
income ideally be? Like have to
What would
be
it have to be?
to support this life?
Which is so funny because I saw this video the other day where it was saying like, if your wife can spend more than you make, like you need to make more money. So it really just depends. But I mean, just to have like a really decent lifestyle and you know, be supported well, like 150 maybe to 250,000 a year would be comfortable for sure. The more the merrier, but that'd be comfortable.
I was just having this conversation with my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl. Like, you have to really think about the lifestyle that you want to live when it comes down to vacations and how many kids you want to have. And just like the lifestyle that you want to have. And I feel like ideally my husband needs to be making like 650,000. I feel like there's beauty in growth.
This baby mama is saying her future husband that she's gonna manifest needs to make 650,000. She's good looking, right? She's good looking. But it's like you are asking for the 1% of the 1%. Right? The 1% of the 1%. This baby mama expects the next man to the man that would have to marry her before she's 32, right? Because if he wants kids, he needs to make 650,000. Okay. I guess.
Getting to that point.
Okay.
You know, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna contribute, you know, more than what I'm contributing now.
Yeah.
No, but ideally, I would want someone.
I'm sorry. For 650,000, I don't know what you can contribute to equal that. There's not enough BJs in the world that will equal 650,000. There's not enough. Okay? That's not enough ass play or whatever that will equal 650,000. I'm sorry. There's really nothing she can contribute. Right? There's nothing.
To be able to match my hustle. So like, if I'm making this much and I have this lifestyle, this person cannot have a lesser lifestyle than me. Otherwise, it is not gonna work out.
Yeah.
So
a lesser life. This is the thing where I've said this in a TikTok video I just recently did. I think single moms are the most delusional women around. They overvalue themselves insanely. Okay? Insanely. This woman ain't making 650,000. I to be honest, she ain't gonna be making that in her whole life. I'm sorry. Because again, it's the 1% of the 1%. 650. It's like you're not gonna be making that.
You said you would want to contribute 40% max. So
Right.
if they're making $650, that would mean you would be making $400,000.
And that sounds great to me, unless I could be making more.
Okay. What do you think is the median income for age 31?
So she thinks she'll be making 400,000 doing what? OF? What was she doing? Nurses don't even make that much, right? Travel nurses, hell, most doctors I don't even think make that much. 450,000 a year? I mean, what are you, a brain surgeon? It's like that's not common money. Ugh. And this is the thing where women think that. See, this is the problem, right? I think this happens a lot with women, where they think about, oh, I'm going to make that money, so he needs to be there already, or I look this good, so he needs to be there, right? He needs to be at this level, right? My value is a 10 in every aspect of my life, even though I'm a baby mama, right? Even though I'm a baby mama, everywhere in my life, every aspect of my life, I'm a 10. So he needs to be up there, right? He needs to be the 1%, the 0.11, the 0.001%.
As of right now, I think it's probably like between mid 50s, maybe 60.
It's $45,000. Yeah. What do you think the top 25% of men are making at 31?
I think it's probably my range of like that mid, like maybe like 57.
70.
70. Oh, okay.
Top 10% of men.
I'd say
at
90.
31.
90.
111, you're close. Okay, and then what about the top 1% of men?
Ooh, I would say 120.
252.
Wow. Okay, that
Top
jumps
1%.
pretty high.
So you're asking 127 is closest to the top 10% of men. So I would say it's probably top 5% at 31, if I had to guess. So only the top 5% of men at 31 are making $127,000.
That's insane. That is crazy.
But it's kind of crazy because
This is the thing where women can't gauge average. They can't. Social media, right? Social media has poisoned women's brains. It has poisoned women's brain. They have lost touch with reality. With reality. Women have lost touch with reality. They cannot gauge average men. They cannot gauge average life. They can't. Most women think that they will make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay? Most women think that, you know what, the men that they want, which are plenty of men, right? There's a lot of men like this, would make hundreds of thousands of dollars as well, right? But that's rarity, right? Most women can't get there. Most men can't as well. And they built this lifestyle, right? Or that dream of it. And this is the thing why women think they're settling for certain men. They think they're settling for certain men, or they're going after certain men. Okay? Or they wait on until they can find certain men. Especially average women. I'm sorry, this woman is not terrible, but to be honest, she's average looking, right? Maybe probably a 5, in my opinion. In my opinion, a 5, right? Average, not terrible, right? Maybe a 6 at best, a cute. So, but this is the thing where, again, a 6 isn't making 100K, in my opinion, right? Average men aren't making, that's not average earnings.
over 70% of men never make $100,000 even one time in their life. 70% of men. So that means only 30% of men are, well, actually 23 last year in 2021, only 23.4% of the male workforce made $100,000. And that's factoring in all ages, not just, you know, guys under 32 or whatever it is. You assume most of them are a little bit older.
Right.
Most men, right, make the same amount throughout their whole life with subsequent, like, small changes, right? Maybe 1,000 there, 1,000 there, 100 there, right? It's not drastic. It's not like you're going 50 to 100. No. Most men, like, let's say they started out 50, they're in their 70s, they maybe got to 70K, in my opinion, right? Maybe even less. There's not a drastic, it's not such a drastic jump, right? And that's like I'm saying a man started in like maybe his 20s, making, let's say starting in his 20s, making about 40K, ending in their maybe like 70, making maybe 70K, right? Most men don't make 100K throughout their life, right? Any time in life, they make less than that.
Making, oh my gosh.
I don't know, maybe 80.
It's actually 41,000.
You're lying.
For a 27-year-old.
I just feel like everything is so expensive nowadays. Like, I guess yeah, that's fine. No worries. Cut it in half.
41,000. That's
Shorty will bring it home.
That's the median. And then what do
Yeah.
you think the top 25% of men at 27 make?
I guess.
Here's the thing, right? Yes, things aren't cheap, right? Things aren't cheap. But I think this is a reality a lot of women aren't realizing. A lot of men aren't living beyond their means. Men aren't usually, on average, living beyond their means. They're shopping at, off-brand grocery stores, off-brand clothes, or they're buying clothes secondhand, buying clothes online for deals. They're finding ways where you're not spending, a whole lot of money, right? So men are living below their means. Yes, things are expensive, but and this is the thing, right? Most men, they're not buying a home until they have a family. So they're not spending, hundreds of thousands, right, before they have a family. So yes, things are expensive, but they're not spending that much. And a lot of men, they're not buying luxury cars. It's like a lot of men are living below their means. But in women's minds, they're living beyond their means.
That's it. Let's change up the perspective. Maybe 60K?
61. Yep,
Okay.
close. And then what about the top 10%?
Top 10? 75?
91. Okay, so you're
Okay.
under there. And then what do you think the top 1%ers at 27 are making?
Oof, like 200K.
Spot on.
Yeah.
203.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep, so you want a 1% man at 27.
It seems like that's all we want nowadays with these 1%ers.
Median income never eclipses 65,000 regardless of age. So 70 to 100 is above the median.
Well, somebody's gonna have a sugar mama.
Not 300,000. I mean, the median, I'm gonna guess.
That's the thing where most women do want the 1%. Right? Most women do want the 1%. This is why, right? This is why we have the Cam Newtons of the world, the Nick Cannons of the world, the Futures of the world, right? This is why. This is why we have rappers with a lot of kids, with a lot of baby mamas. This is why. It's that women will, and this is, I've heard this before, women would rather cry in a Lamborghini than cry in a Toyota. Right? So, that's the sad life of a lot of men, where money is everything. Right? This is the thing, right? In my opinion, yes, looks maxing is a good thing, but honestly, I think money maxing can and maybe does trump look maxing, right? If you have more money, you can do a whole lot more things, in my opinion. Plus, you can make yourself happy, right? Even without women. Looks maxing, it's pretty much you're just making women happy, right? I mean, unless you really like looking at a mirror, but
It's like, I don't know, is it like 80?
It's $48,000 for
Okay.
32.
Okay.
Yeah, and even at
That's
the
crazy.
even at the top 35, which was the end of your range.
Yeah.
The median is $52,776.
So my expectations are not realistic.
So you said you want 500K, but what do you think the median income is for a 30-year-old?
60K? 70K? 50K.
It is $45,000.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, that's the median. Now, what would you guess if you had to the top 25% of men or people at age 30?
Well, if that's the medium, then the top 25, like 60?
73. And then what about the top 10% of men?
100?
Close, 108. What about the top 1%? Top 1% of men at 30.
Well, I thought it was 500,000, but you said no, so 400,000.
338. Yeah, so let's see.
I mean, 338 is still okay.
For a 32-year-old, what do you think the median income is for this age specifically?
For a 42-year-old?
32-year-old.
32-year-old.
The age that you chose.
I'm gonna go with probably like $85K a year.
It's $48,000. The top 25% of men, guess how much that is at 32?
Wait, say that once more.
The top 20.
Honestly, it's funny, right? It's funny seeing how women don't realize how average men make, right? How much average men make. To be honest, that's actually, I think women make less. Women make less. Average women make less than average men. So it is funny that women don't realize how much average men make, and average women, they don't make a whole lot more, right? So it is just really funny how they realize, wow, on average, men don't make as much as I think they do.
25% at 32 years old.
I don't know. Now I'm even nervous to answer the question. I guess like maybe 125.
77. Top 10% is 120. And the 1%ers at 32. 1%. This is men and women. 1% at 32. 320,000.
I think it's 250,000.
It's 52,000.
What? No, it's not. Damn, America.
And then, guess how much the top 20...
This baby mama is so out of touch. This baby mama is really out of touch with reality. And she's the one who wants 150K, right? She wants a man that makes 650K.
5% is at 35. These are the top 25% of earners.
It's 50,000 is the average income of a 37-year-old man.
And then what's the top 25% of a 37-year-old? If you had to guess.
The top 25% of a 37-year-old man? Dang, maybe it's 200,000.
86.
What? No, it's not.
The top 10%.
Why does she keep on going above 100? It's like, seriously.
Is 137,000. The top 1% of earners at 37 years old. Top 1%ers.
Right.
Like, we're talking 1%. 304,000. Still not 650. Do you think that your standards are unrealistic? Do you think it's realistic? Like, what do you think after hearing the median and the statistics around it? Like, what are your initial thoughts?
It definitely is shocking because a 37-year-old man is a lot older than me. And that means that I don't even know how to process this right now.
And the median income never eclipses 65,000 regardless of the age.
Wow.
So, yeah, the median income for even a 75-year-old, 16 to 75, never eclipses 65,000. And then over 70% of men never make 100K even once in their lifetime. Over 70%. In 2021, only 23.4% of the male workforce made 100,000, and that's all ages. So you have to assume a lot of them are older, above 40, 50, 60s. What do you think makes women feel like they want that? Like, what is causing women to want the 1%ers?
Entitlement. Entitlement, delusion, hypocrisy, insanity. Because women think that they deserve it. Women want it. Women see it. So they want to flaunt it. They want to live that, Instagram lifestyle. They want to show it off. They want to experience it. Okay? They do. They think they deserve, they qualify for these 1%ers, beyond 1%ers with the 650K girl. This is the insanity of a lot of women, that they are average. I'm sorry, most women are average. Most men are average. Okay? Most. Here's the thing. I've seen a lot of videos of women crapping on older men dating younger women. But here's the thing. Women are the ones who are after these lifestyles. Guess what? Who are the men that can provide it? On average, it's usually old men. Old men usually can provide these lifestyles to these women, right? Yes, women want to date men are usually close to around their age, right? Usually about 1 or 2, maybe 3 years above them. But those men, on average, cannot provide the lifestyle that these women are dreaming of, right? So this is why a lot of women actually go for older men. Not just because old men want younger women, because yes, they do. But again, they can't get it unless women say yes. Women will say yes because they want that lifestyle. This is the insanity with the whole, if you hear the whole age gap nonsense, this is why. Women dream, women demand, women think they qualify for these lifestyles. Most men cannot provide this lifestyle for these delusional women. Most men can't. So what? So surprise, surprise, these women go for extremely older men, usually 20, crazy even 30 years older than them, because they want these lifestyles. Right? That baby mama, the cute black chick, that wants a 650K man, yeah, most likely he's gonna be in his 70s. Most likely, right? Most likely he will probably be in his 70s. Maybe at best his 60s. Right?
I think a lot of it is like social media hype and just this grand idea of what's obtainable nowadays, which it totally is, but you have to work for it. And that's why it's 1% and not everybody's doing it.
And here's the thing. No, a lot of people can't do it. You can't work for it until you get, that work for it, you ain't gonna get there. Like, even if you work your ass off, right? You work your ass off. You work smart too. Most men still won't get that, right? Until late in their years. Late in their years.
So it's not bad to want that, but you have to surround yourself with those types of people. So honestly, for a long time, you're probably going to be in the 25%, but that's how you strive and you get better and you meet the right people. So I think they want it because it seems so obtainable based on social media.
Do you think a lot of people just don't know the statistics around it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was a little shocked when, obviously the 1% is going to be that higher income, but what was the beginning, like 41?
The median is 41.
Yeah, that was shocking to me, to be honest with you. But it makes sense.
I'll tell you some other ones that are crazy too. So the median income never eclipses $65,000 regardless of the age.
What?
In 2021 alone, only 23.4% of the male workforce made 100K, and that's all ages. So you have to assume a lot of them are older too. Like
right.
Hardly any of them would be 27.
Right. Wow.
And there's actually only one age, from 16 to 75, where the top 10% of men make 200K. If you had to guess what it is, what would you say?
34.
75 years old.
What? Yeah, bringing it home. Old ballers.
Well, that's who she'd be dating. That's who most of these women will be dating. 70-year-olds. That's who most of these women will be dating. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. How can you be surprised that 70-year-olds are dating younger? How? How can you be surprised? Because most women around this age, their lifestyle that they want, right? I want this lifestyle now. Yeah, you ain't getting it now. You will have to build with a man. Build with a man and contribute, right? Contribute to it to combine, get that lifestyle. But no, I want it now. I want to do less, stay at home mom, work when I want to work, not be responsible for shit. Well, how do you get that? Dating old ass men. And then old ass men see this. Oh, look at this. I have the money. Women have the youth. These young women want this money. So, boom. Here, take it. Come on. Get with my old ass. But that's the thing. That's the thing that women can't understand. It's not that, you can't just think of one side, old ass men, creepy old ass men are going after young women. It don't matter what creepy old men want to do, right? If young women don't allow it, it don't happen. Young women, right? Younger women, they want this kind of lifestyle. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing that accomplished it. Back in the day, right? This kind of semi-middle class lifestyle, both people are trying. Both people are contributing. In my opinion, right? Average family, usually they're both working. People are both working. People are both contributing, okay, to combine finances so they can get, let's say if someone makes, I don't know, 60K, the wife makes 60K, boom, combined, you're making, 120K, okay? That's the thing where it's usually you have to combine your finances to get somewhere. But a lot of women, they don't want that responsibility. So you can't be surprised if they get with old ass men.
So cool.
Would you date a 75-year-old
No.
to get the money?
No.
So where do you think these guys are at that are making this much money? Like, what do you think they're doing?
To be honest, like it's probably, I'm thinking like as someone that's in like the STEM world, they're probably in either STEM, entrepreneurship, or they are in the entertainment industry and they are the lucky few, I would think. Or they're maybe doing trades.
Okay, and what industry are you in? You're in STEM?
Yeah, I'm in STEM.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, whoa. That's impressive. So do you meet a lot of men who make this much money? Like, do most of the men you interact with meet these requirements?
Yes, if they're older, if they're outside my age range, yes.
Where do you think these guys are at that are making this much money?
They're honestly probably just not around because they have more going for themselves and just like going out and like partying around. They're probably like strictly businessmen, So I don't know. It's Starbucks at 7 a.m. in the morning. That'd be my guess at their business office.
So you said 150 to 250 would be kind of ideal. Over 70% of men never make 100K even once in their lifetime. So last year alone in 2021, only 23.4% of the male workforce made 100K. And this is like all ages, 16 to 75, like all working people. Yeah, and the majority of them, like you have to assume they're older because it's factoring in all ages. And then only one age, from 16 to 75, at the top 10% are making 200K. If you had to guess, pick, which age do you think this is?
39.
75 years old.
Hell no. I don't want a raisin. I don't want a Hugh Hefner. Trust me, I'd rather just be single. Thank you, though.
Have you ever met any men that make...
That's an ideology that I want to talk about, right? Where it is fine, right? Women, if they'd rather be single, cool. But this is the thing where they have come to the mindset that if men don't make, or men aren't as perfect as I want them to be, I'd rather be single. This is why I am a big supporter of, then stay single. Stay single for the rest of your life, right? Because that's the delusion. If you think you as an average woman think you're so above dating average men, and the men that can qualify for your tax bracket, you don't want them because they're just too old for you, cool. But, fine. Just stay single.
That much money that are in the age that you're looking for?
Yeah, multiple.
And where do you typically meet them? Like online or on trips?
One I met traveling, one on a dating app, and one or two in person, like going out with my friends. But there are people that do make that are younger. It's just not like the median, right?
Right.
Is that what
so,
you're saying?
So over 70% of men never make 100K in their lifetime. But last year, 23.4% of the male workforce made 100K. So that was in 2021.
Okay.
So 23.4%. Majority of those are probably older, but there probably is a small percentage that make, you know, over 100K. But I mean, you said 300K, so that's not even anywhere close. But the median income for people never eclipses 65K regardless of age.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there is like a wide range, so.
Would you marry a guy who made less money than you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, because at the end of the day, like, you can't, like, that isn't necessarily what makes me like attracted to a person. And just because somebody makes X amount of dollars, like, you can't force yourself, at least I can't, to like someone for that reason. So like, if whoever I fall in love with or like want to be with doesn't make that, then it is what it is.
So you'd be willing to make changes and compromises to your ideal scenario based off of hearing these statistics?
Yeah, because being in your ideal scenario but with the wrong person is gonna be miserable. So
right, like
definitely.
If the only way you could have that is if the guy's 75 years old, like you're not choosing that.
No.
Let me say this, right? I don't know about her, right? Maybe she's right. Maybe these women that say they would date men that makes less, they're truthful. But here's the thing. On average, it's cap. One of the biggest, okay, factors in divorce is finance. Right? It is finance. Usually, it's not enough. It's not enough. Women can date you, be in a relationship with you, hell, even marry you, but they will never be with you for long if they have to support you. If the burden of performance is on the woman, where let's say this, right? She makes more than you, so she's contributed 60 to your 40. It won't be for long. It will not be for long. Hell, maybe it will be like 10 years, 20 years, maybe. But it won't be for long. It will be the reason why she breaks up with you. Most definitely. It will be the reason why she probably cheats on you. Here's the thing why I'm a big supporter of men needing to be the provider. To have that power. To have that power where, you know what? You're not looked down upon. Right? It's a reality. I think this is the reality of life. You need to be the provider so you're not looked down upon. You're not treated a certain way. Because there's other ways that she could treat you, right? Other factors, but at least you're providing, and that's not the reasoning why she's treating you a certain way. That's my opinion, right?
It depends. That depends, because if I'm making enough money that I can sustain the family and still be a housewife, I guess. Like, I'm making enough passive income, or enough, like, I can.
She's not someone who would marry a man that makes less than her. She's not someone that would do that.
Take time off enough with my job, then I'm okay with my husband not making as much, but
only if you were, say, at making 500K yourself.
Yeah, if I was making 500K, then I can make that.
Yeah, if you're making 500K, be 1% of the 1%. Yeah, that's reasonable. That's realistic.
Exception, but I don't think that I could marry somebody that makes less than me.
If the amount that I was making was different, then I think, okay, so the higher the amount of money that I would make would determine, like, if I would be willing to marry someone that makes less than me. At the end of the day, I would stay true to who I am, and if this was a person that I really ideally liked and they were just making $50,000 and they were loyal, I would be with that person for sure.
Yeah, but as long as he doesn't have more debt than me, that's fine. Like, that's just like.
The 650K woman, the cute black girl. Nah, she ain't dating a man that makes less than her. She ain't. I've said this before. Baby mamas have such high expectations. They ain't. I mean, they may have sex with you. They may fool around with you. They ain't marrying you.
Like, where we're talking about, like, if you're getting married to somebody, like, their baggage is your baggage. So you could make less money than me, that's fine, but don't bring more debt than me. You know, that's where it's like, I'm not gonna pay your bills that way.
What is it, do you think, that these men want specifically in a woman? Like, what would make a guy, like, pick you or want to be with you if they're making this much money? Like, what are they looking for?
A wallflower, someone they can come home to, and they're making dinner and they're draped in lingerie, and just unrealistic wife, I guess. Someone who takes the kids to school every day, someone who doesn't complain, and yeah, I'm basically not that, is what I'm trying to get. So, folks, I'm screwed for that matter.
And what do you think those guys want? Like, the top 1% men, what are they looking for in women?
I mean, I hope it's just honesty and, like, loyalness, because that's the most hard.
That's what, I'm sorry, top 1% men want honesty and loyalty. That's what they're looking. I mean, okay.
I guess, like, personality traits to find nowadays, and it's, I think, what should be the most important. So I hope that's what they're looking for. Honestly, though, it's probably fake ass and big titties, which is cool. I turn my head too, but it's just, I don't think they're as realistic as they should be. I mean, they say the same about us, so.
So you think men are unrealistic about maybe what they're looking for too?
Or they're not.
When they're 1%, you know, that's a different world, right? Unless, this is the thing. Average men, this is where I'm an average man, right? I'm an average man. I'm never thinking that, oh, I want to find a supermodel. I want to date a supermodel. I want to date a 7, an 8, a 9, or a 10, right? Never think that. Here's the thing, right? In my lifetime, I would say I've only dated one 8, in my opinion, right? And I say she's an 8 because I have friends who saw who I dated and thought she was an 8 too, and thought she was out of my league. So I do not say that's my league, right? I don't say that, and I don't expect to date a woman of that caliber again. I don't, right? I really don't. So I think men should be more. I hope men on average is more realistic, right? Be more realistic. Date a woman that's a 6 at best, right? Cute. Marry a woman that's a 6 at best, cute, and just focus on her personality. Focus on how she treats you. In my opinion, all I care about, really, as long as she's cute, just treat me really well. Treat me amazingly, right? Hell, even obsess over me for all I care, right? Just treat me well. Personality. The looks, that's cute, it's cool, but you know, when you turn off the lights, you're doing it regardless.
Not as well, not that they're unrealistic, but that there's such a painted picture of like what this woman should look like based on all these women on social media with Facetune and Photoshop and this, that, and the other, that it goes both ways.
But do you think since they're like the top 1% of men, they feel like they can be more picky about that kind of stuff?
100% that they can be a little bit more choosy. I mean, I think core values should always be present. You should always have standards for that. But if it's like aesthetics and looks, those 1%ers probably feel, you know, they don't have to talk to you if they don't want to.
And do you think women have unrealistic expectations too about men?
Yeah, absolutely.
Specifically, like in the money category that we're talking about.
Yes,
like,
I mean,
I just asked you to paint, you know, a picture, and it's like a $3 million nest egg
Yeah.
with the car. So, like,
So
what
nice.
are your thoughts after hearing the statistics? Like, does that still seem realistic to you, or do you think it's maybe a little?
I mean, it seems realistic to myself because I know what I'm gonna get, and I really don't need the support of.
This is the thing, right? It's cool. I mean, so many women, right? Like, you see this on the Kendra G show. You see this so many around, especially these women on the internet. Practically every single one of them know that they will be six-figure women, when most women don't get that. Most women don't get that, right? So it's great that you have so much confidence in yourself, but on average, so many women think that they will make, six figures plus.
Of a guy like that, like I'm looking for another pilot. You know what I mean? I don't need a co-pilot. So it just depends on the type of person that you surround yourself with. So I think anything could be realistic. You just have to work for it.
What are these guys looking for in women? Like, what do you think they want in a woman?
So that's why I feel this is the catch with dating someone that's making a significant amount of money. Even though they can provide the lifestyle that I, in a perfect world, ideally would love to have, this is a person that has access to so many more things than the average person has. So I might not be enough for this person's curiosities, and that would make me very insecure in a relationship. It would make me, if I was making significantly less than a partner, it would make me feel insecure, like I wasn't on the same level as them. And not that I'm trying to like be the, super equal with my partner, because I can be submissive in some areas. I feel like that would just, I couldn't maintain a relationship with a person.
Like, you would think maybe that they were looking elsewhere.
I think that men that make this much money just want a woman that's really easygoing, really laid back, probably doesn't have much of an opinion that's different from their own. I'll never be that woman. I'll always argue, a difference of opinions because it's fun to me. So, I feel like they want a woman that they can be very, what is the word, like dominant over, like they're gonna be calling the shots.
I like a woman that has an opinion. I really do. But to be honest, a woman that has an opinion should go for a man that's her equal, right? Equal or a little bit less. A man that makes more than her, he ain't gonna do with that, right? He ain't dealing with that. I mean, having an opinion is great, but arguing with him on things, nah, he's not gonna deal with that, right? Especially from a baby mama.
These are all negative things.
Would you be willing to make any changes or compromises to the things that you want based off of hearing the statistics, like the house, how many kids, cars, vacations, living in your nice neighborhood? Like, what compromises would you make? Or would you not be willing to make any compromises and this is just the life that you want? End all be all.
I just think at this stage in my life, because I'm 24, and I've dated a few guys, and that's still a goal of mine. Maybe if I was like 30 and, my fertility clock was ticking and I needed to.
Here's the thing, what I will always tell women, especially if they're younger. Fine. Well, the man you want, get him now. Get him now. She's 24. Find that man now. Don't care. I mean, to be honest, whatever age, I mean, there's a degree, right? I mean, don't jump at a man that's like 70 when you're 24, right? But here's the thing, right? If a man can provide you the lifestyle you want, right? The life you want, right? With that cost, look for it now. You are at you are in your prime, right? Your prime, right? Negotiating state, right? The prime negotiating state. Find the man you want to provide for you now. Don't wait until you're 30. You wait until you're 30, you probably have to accept a 70-year-old now.
To make some compromises to kind of like settle down with somebody, then I would probably be able to do that. But as of right now, that is still a goal of mine, and I think that it's achievable. Because I think that you can live that life with $300,000.
probably not 100,000, but $300,000 probably.
It's very different when you're expecting someone else to do it for you versus like, I'm gonna do it myself.
Right.
And then, you know, whoever I'm with will hopefully have a similar mindset and be able to like work towards it with me, and we can
Right.
kind of tackle it together.
Right. Yeah, it's like if you have 20K and I have 20K, like we can get so much more done as opposed to myself or
Right.
yourself or me just demanding that you have that. It would never work for me.
Yeah, no, I'm not too fixated on the salary. I still want to be comfortable and hopefully have some of the things that I wasn't able to have, you know, go on trips and have
Yo,
kids
Smoke.
and have them well taken care
Lumpy,
of.
thank you for stopping by.
So whatever that means. It's a cliche saying, but like my best friend growing up, she came from a family of 8, also a blended family like mine, and her mom always said, you always make things work. So I'm like actually not even worried about it, because I think if you just think that I'm gonna make it work, we're gonna make it work.
And overall, just to round out this video, would you say that you're surprised by the statistics I showed you, like the median income of the 31-year-old only being, let me look really quick, $45,000?
Oh yeah, I'm shocked. But then again, like, I understand it now that I think back of like different conversations I've had with people, different dates that I've went on. I'm like, that does make a lot of sense. But at the same time, it's also kind of nerve-wracking, because if I'm thinking like, you know, back in the day, like if you would have thought like in high school, like, hey, you know, once I'm 30, you know, everyone thought like, oh, at least for girls, like we're gonna be married, you know, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna be living in this big house, and that's not even like the standard of living currently, or even like the average. So yeah, like that's insane to think about.
Yeah, it's crazy when you have an idea of what you want, but you don't really know what it is you're asking for.
Yeah, you don't know the true value of things until like you're currently experiencing it.
I think just surprised, honestly, because I wouldn't have guessed that. So it's good to know what is more realistic.
I'm definitely shocked, to say the least, especially for me picking 27. I wonder if
Yo, Mystic, thank you for stopping by, bro.
maybe I would have picked a little bit of an older age. But it just wasn't ideal for where they would be at. But you said people don't even eclipse over 61,000 or 65,000 over their life. That's just like,
for the median, yeah.
Yeah, for the average of people, it's interesting. So I mean, I guess it really just depends on what you do for a living. It was a huge takeaway for me. I would have never guessed that number.
Yeah, because even if you go to 30, it's 45,000. 35, 52,000.
Wow.
And when you're a woman who's making, you know, a good amount yourself, it's like you don't even think about a man making less than you. I think it's the mindset that a lot of women have.
I don't know, for myself, because I at a young age just figured out like the type of people to be around and how to invest and turn more money into money and things of that nature. So to know that,
You know, I do want to say, right, I believe all men, I hope, in my personal opinion, all the men that follow me, I hope you guys invest. I honestly hope you guys invest. Because here's the thing, I make about 50K a year. 50K a year. I'm beyond average, right? Beyond average. And yet, thanks to my investments, right? And then sacrifices where I had years of, I don't go out, I don't buy nothing. I'm living below my means, right? Years of it. Years of living below my means, just working, saving, and investing. My investments are now over 100K, okay? So I encourage every single man, it don't matter what age you are, okay? If you are disciplined enough, if you're consistent, if you work hard, if you live below your means, okay? I pay bills, I invest. That's it. That I tell you, that is it. I paid bills, I invest. I did that for years, and I'm still doing that, right? Because I want to grow my net worth as much as I can, okay? And I've done that for years, and I've finally hit over 100K. I support, I encourage all the men that follow me, every single man that follows me, please invest. Invest. I'm not talking about trading, right? I'm not talking about trading, i.e. gambling. I'm talking about investing. Put your money into high great companies, right? In my opinion. So, you know, that's the, because honestly, it's, I make average money. I'm telling you this truthfully. I make really nothing from YouTube. You know, I make nothing from YouTube. It's barely to pay a bill. I make salary wise a year about 50K, maybe a little bit under, right? Imagine that, right? I make average earning about 50K. I'm no one special. I'm not no fresh and fit, okay? I'm not making money. But what I did, right, is work hard, be disciplined, be very strict, live below my means, okay? Like I said, I pay my bills and invest. That's it. For years. So I've been doing that for, let's say, about 5 years. About 5 years, okay? So it's just not fast money. It's not fast money. I'm telling you this right now. It's not, what I'm doing is not fast money, but it is, in my opinion, a proper way, especially a good way for average men, right? And now, net worth wise, I'm not talking about earnings because I still earn nothing special. I'm no one special, okay? How much I'm earning, I'm not doing better than anybody. So, but net worth, my net worth, right? Take away my take away any debt, take away anything, right? Net worth, I'm a six-figure guy. Six-figure kind of guy, okay? And that is all through investing. Okay? Long-term investing. So please, you know, I think all men, especially the men that follow me, I think you guys should look into that. Look up stocks, look up investings, really learn about that.
A lot of people work really hard and never get there is like sad, I guess. Because I don't care if my man makes less money than me. Like, bitch, I'll pay for the trip to Bora Bora, but like, just be cool. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's interesting to know that you do.
Doubtful. I mean, it's beautiful to say, right? Beautiful to say. Doubtful. It's very doubtful. I'm not saying it's impossible. You know, I don't know this woman, you know, but statistics by the numbers, it's doubtful. It's not likely.
Do you feel like a lot of women nowadays are like, I demand this, like...
Yeah, I do, and I think a lot of it has to do with social media.
Yeah, me too.
Just really painting an unrealistic picture of what we should be looking for in a partner. And also just, like, if a guy's 25 years old, he's not going to be making $250K. You know, like, it takes a long time to make money.
100%.
And I think people who don't grind and work themselves or come from a background where they had to like really work for money or understand the value of a dollar, they don't understand how hard you have to work to make money.
Sure.
And some people, you know, they work their butt off and they never make that much money.
I'm gonna have to accept a man that makes $60,000, and honestly, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like they'd be a lot.
And here's the thing, right? A man that makes 50, 60, those are good men. To be honest, if you live within your means, you can pay your bills, you can have a roof over your head, you can have clothes, you can once in a while, whatever, eat out, right? You can pay for your groceries, you can pay your, like, you can survive, right? On a 50, 60, you know, hopefully even 70K, you know, earnings for the rest of your life, right? If you live within or maybe a little bit below your means. You can do it, right? And those guys are good guys. Good blue-collar guys, good, you know, good men. Good average men. Make enough where these guys that make 50, 60, possibly even 70, they're paying their bills. They're not begging for money. They're not struggling for money. They're not, you know, can't pay a bill, can't pay a light bill, can't pay a water bill, you know, don't have a roof over their head, living with their mama. No. These men are doing well. These men are good men, right? It's just that women constantly look down on these average men, okay? And I think that's sad. I think that's sad, where it's like, just ask for a man that, you know what, can pay his bills. Ask for a man that does not need to beg you for money. Ask for a man that doesn't have a negative bank account, right? Ask for a man that, you know what, loves you, respects you, would want to be with you, that only wants to be with you, right? That will be monogamous with you. that won't cheat on you, that won't lie on you. But it don't matter how much he makes, as long as he's making money, that he's able to support himself fully, right? This is the problem with our society now. We are looking down on average men. We are looking down on average men, right? Because in my opinion, society is propping up women. More and more women are easier, right, making better income than men, just because of they're doing education. They have careers like nurses or certain careers that will benefit well to making a bit of higher income. But so what? When you combine, you guys are doing great, right? That's the thing where I really feel sad about society putting down average men, right? Average earning men.
Better, for one, but for two, a man that's gonna come home and not cheat on you.
So were you shocked by the median income of a 32-year-old?
Yeah, that's just insane.
My conclusion is that these questions that you asked me are very important factors in, you know, having a relationship with someone and having a happy, comfortable marriage, having realistic expectations in your life and with a partner, you know, or being in a situation where you're settling, you know, with a partner. It just brings up all those different things. I guess my takeaway from this is that I probably should be studying, you know, different jobs that these men can have because I need to change. Maybe if I really want to find my ideal husband, I need to change, you know, what rooms I'm showing up in.
All right, guys, that is all I have for.
Okay. You know, I started the stream early, okay? I started the stream early, so, you know, I'm not staying up that late, you know. So it's, you know, been I think it's been a okay stream. I hope you guys like it. It's been decent. I'm happy that all the people has, you know, stopped by. Plumpy, Mystic, Smoke, Blue Jerry, Skull was by, Neo. Thank you guys for stopping by. Usually Wednesdays are not like my most popping live streams because, you know, there's not that many people watching it, but I'm fine with it. You know, the few people that join, I love it. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. So that's why, you know, I am trying to do a stream with like more longer form videos that I'm reacting to. So just to make Wednesday's live streams a little bit different than others. So, you know, I hope you guys like it. Yeah, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for watching my other videos. Thank you guys for liking, commenting. You guys are amazing, right? I love you guys. You guys mean the world to me, right? You guys your support means the world to me. It keeps me moving on. It keeps me, you know, creating content, keeps me enjoying creating the content. So you guys are amazing, right? I love you guys. See you guys later, man. Thank you guys for joining. Mystic, thank you for stopping by, bro. Later, guys.